I wasn't originally gonna film a video today, but I had something yesterday that I thought was interesting and it came across my mind and I just wanted to talk about it. And I'm not going to try and rely on a script too much for this video. I want it to come from the heart. So, brief backstory. Yesterday I was going on a walk and it was really nice out, really sunny. First time we've had good sun here in Seattle for a while now. So I was just going on a walk and just appreciating nature and just soaking in the fresh air. And I was really trying to debrief my thoughts. And something I was thinking about while I was on this walk was thinking about the prayers that I've been praying recently. And something that I've been praying about pretty frequently is patience and asking God for patience. Now, in my life, I feel like I have these waiting periods where I'm working hard at something or I'm just sticking to the plan. And sometimes it feels like I get impatient with myself, like I feel like I should be further than where I actually am in the moment. And so I always go to God to ask for the ability to be patient. And it's funny because I came to the realization that when I'm praying to God, asking for a blessing, He usually tends to send me a situation where I can test to see if I'm ready for that blessing yet. And for example, I don't know if you've had this in your life where you pray for something and 1 or 2 days later, or maybe even a week later, you're sent with a situation where you are tested to see if you are ready for that blessing, if you can maintain that blessing. Now, I was at church, I think it was a week or two ago. It was a really good sermon. And something I took away from it was if God gave you all the blessings that you ever wanted in your life right now, say it was a lot of money or a future spouse or a nice house, if God gave you those blessings right in this very moment, you would spoil it. You would waste it. You wouldn't know how to maintain all of these things that were handed to you because you hadn't learned the lessons on how to maintain them. Now, again, in my own experience, I'm just starting out with YouTube and I find myself being pretty frustrated when I put a lot of time and effort into a video and it just doesn't seem to perform well. And I think that's just my own human mind getting the best of me and not remembering what God teaches you. And that is to be patient and to not worry, because worrying does not add another hour to your day. And I'll pull up some verses here in a second. But what I'm trying to get at here is God is trying to teach me a lesson. And if I can't seem to prove that I'm ready yet, then He's just going to keep throwing this lesson at me until I learn from my past mistakes or the trials and tribulations that I go through. I saw a really good YouTube video the other day. It was this one guy, I'll tag him down in the description. I'll give him credit for this video because it really spoke to me. But he brought up this situation where a bamboo plant is how it's being planted and how it grows. And he was basically saying how when the bamboo is growing, it takes years for it to sprout up. And once it does sprout up, it gets super tall. And basically what I'm trying to get at is that when you plant that seed, when you plant that foundation for yourself, it might take years for you to figure out the system that God has placed for you. And, with me, with YouTube, I'm planting the seed, I'm trying to be consistent. And I just have to trust that this is God's calling for me and that this will one day pay off all my hard work. I think if I stick to that and I keep that mindset, it gives me a sense of comfort. it does suck sometimes being in these waiting periods, because sometimes it feels hopeless. Sometimes it feels like the hard work isn't paying off. But, as I've said in my first video, all hard work pays off. All hard work brings a profit. So this is just my perspective. Just to have a disclaimer, I don't want this to be me preaching to you guys. This is just what I've learned from my own experience, and I hope it can benefit one of you watching right now, and hopefully give you guys a new perspective and have a sense of hope, knowing that if you overcome these situations that you're faced with, where you could either be patient or you could get angry at yourself or at a person, always try and have it in your subconscious that staying patient will pay off. As always with these talking videos, I do want to bring up some scripture just to leave with you guys on a good note. So if we go into Romans 12:12, it says, "Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer." It's all about having faith, guys. That's something I have to remind myself all the time, is just staying faithful to God and knowing that one day this will all pay off. And that just gives me hope inside. So this video is pretty short, but I just wanted to get this off my chest. I felt like it was an interesting topic that just came to mind. So I hope you guys all have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one.